a shout, 561-291-8569. That's 561-291-8569, or the website, www.mr.mortgage. That's mr.mortgage. Hey, it's Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. You hear me all the time talking about the need to have the very best team representing you in a real estate transaction. And that starts with a really great agent. If you've got a great agent, that's awesome. But if you don't, check out www.reallyGreatAgents.com. There you'll find the best of the best, regardless of the city they work in or the brokerage they work for. www.reallyGreatAgents.com. www.reallyGreatAgents.com.
Here's another 5-star review.
As a realtor, I have a bunch of mortgage brokers to choose from, but I prefer to work with Mark and his Mr. Mortgage team. In this crazy market, there is no room for error, especially on the mortgage side. Mark's team moves fast, keeps everybody in the loop, and makes things happen. They always give my clients a great deal and take the time to walk them through every step of the process. When you're considering a lender, I encourage you to talk to Mark Eitel and the Mr. Mortgage team.
It's not every day that you need an appraisal, whether it's for a divorce settlement, estate planning, or maybe you're appealing a tax assessment, or you just want to make sure you have adequate coverage in your property insurance. When you need a certified appraisal, turn to my friends at SOFLappraisal.com. That's SOFLappraisal.com. Peter and his team have been appraising properties here in South Florida for decades. SOFLappraisal.com. And tell them you heard this on the Mr. Mortgage Show.
Are inflation and everyday expenses eating into your retirement income? Maybe you've considered a reverse mortgage and have unanswered questions like, do I still own my property? Can the bank kick me out? What happens when I die? Can I still leave my house to my kids? These are all great questions. Visit www.moreaboutreverse.com to learn more. That's www.moreaboutreverse.com. www.moreaboutreverse.com.
Welcome back to the Mr. Mortgage Show. Call us now, 561-291-8569.
All right, we are back. My name is Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show, and you can reach me anytime on the Anytime Hotline. That's 561-291-8569. That's 561-291-8569. Again, it rings here when we're in the studio or pushes to my office during the week. And I encourage you to visit the website, www.mr.mortgage. That's mr.mortgageno.com, and you can find us there 24/7. So we had some great questions so far today. I made some notes while we were talking, and I'm going to kind of just do a quick recap. We had Brandon, whose dad was going to let him buy the property from him for just what he owes on it, which is amazing, right? So gift of equity might pull that off with it might be the path of least resistance. We do that strategy a lot. It works really well. So Brandon, I hope that answered your question. I'm here if you have additional or need additional information regarding that. So Julio, I think Julio was the one that asked us how much cash he could pull out because he was going to pay everything off before the world catches on fire, right? So we're all concerned with inflation and interest rates, and Julio was going to capitalize on that rec loan and pay off some of that personal debt. And we even talked about how much personal debt people have accumulated since the pandemic. Luckily, home appreciation is outpacing debt accumulation, so you have access to the capital that you need to pay all that off and kind of treat the rec loan as almost an inflation buster, if you will. So, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense for a lot of people. And I'd love to talk to you more about that, Julio, or anybody for that matter who has questions regarding that. It's a wonderful opportunity to take some of this newfound equity wealth while you still have it. You know, I talk to people, and I don't want to go off on this tangent. It's for another show because I have a lot of opinions about this. But some people I talk to share with me that they believe the housing market is going to crash. And if you truly believe that and you have access to the equity now, assuming that you don't intend on leaving your property during this so-called crash that you think is going to happen, you might as well tap some of that equity now, pay off all the consumer debt, and then you've positioned yourself to live comfortably through the Armageddon that you think is coming. So interesting thoughts on that. I have that conversation a lot, but Julio had thrown that our way about the rec loan. So I hope I answered that question for you. And I am certainly available to talk to you more about it during the week if you like. And then I know, Margot, you and your husband, Tom, have been considering the reverse mortgage. And thank you so much for that question. I know we've emailed back and forth during the week. And you, if I remember correctly, you watched the video at that More About Reverse.com website that we set up for you. So I'm looking forward to continuing that conversation because there's so much confusion, and it's not confusion because you don't understand. It's confusion because people just don't know. They don't talk about it. It's just such a little known loan program. So you can sell your property anytime you like with that reverse mortgage in place. Just think of it as a traditional loan product. You're going to have a lien on your property that has to be satisfied. Matt was talking about lock and shop, and I hope I answered that. That was a pretty easy one. No fees associated with the shorter term lock and shops, but if you're going out to 6 months or 12 months, then most often there is a non-refundable fee associated with putting that money on layaway. I think I used a Walmart bicycle example. I don't know where that came from, but the mind of Mr. Mortgage sometimes gets a little bit out there. But and I think we had the question from Lisa regarding her and her boyfriend purchasing the property with his VA loan, and certainly doable, but not at 100% because you are an unmarried co-borrower at that point, so you'd be putting down about 12.5%. But I'd need to know a little bit more about that to get the specifics together for you regarding the down payment requirement. But still, an amazing, amazing opportunity to use that VA loan in any form that you can, because the interest rate's better and there's no mortgage insurance. So, hey, I hear the siren sneaking up behind me. That means that they are going to pull me out of the studio with my hands behind my back. But I hope those questions were answered and you took some valuable information away from this week's show. Again, my name is Mark Eitel. I am with you every Saturday for the Mr. Mortgage Show. And you can always reach us at 561-291-8569. That's 561-291-8569 or www.mr.mortgage.
That's a wrap. Join Mark Eitel next week for more thrilling, edge-of-your-seat discussions about real estate and mortgages right here on The Mr. Mortgage Show.